Munchkin adversary here. Um, some update. So, in regards to the situation that happened between me and Chels and a friend of hers, I would like to clear things up because I know some people were attacking me on my video, and for whatever reason, they kept trying to prove something, and it's like they did prove something. They proved why this was happening, why I was getting attacked. I don't think Chels attacked me for the same reason. In fact, I don't really think it was actually an attack. To me, it seems like Chelsea was poking fun and things went wrong. That is my impression because to me, something gave it away that she is not that type of person, contrary to what happened, how it was executed. When someone's, pulling a joke on you and they're trying to make the utmost impression, it comes out a different way at times. It happens. I'm not one of those people that wants to believe what I ended up believing. I just want to, get something cleared up. And sometimes I want people to clear it up for me because I don't want anybody to go through this. Not even the people who, goofed up on their prank. No one. So here's something I drew. You can make fun of this. I was trying to make fun of myself here, but whatever. So I drew Chels, I drew her friend, I drew my avatar. Anywho, yeah, it's tribute art. If Chels, if you or your friend want to keep this, if you don't, it's fine. I hope you don't feel insulted by this. If you do, I'm sorry. I was insulting myself here. I was trying to insult myself, but it's a joke. But anywho, the reason why I'm also talking about this is because this guy, Christopher CanadAtheist, what type of name is that, really, dude? Comes out of nowhere and says, dude, you really suck at the internet. Someone making comments on your channel isn't harassment, doesn't break a law, has no reason to be reported to YouTube or law enforcement. Law enforcement is for when laws are broken, and YouTube doesn't care about your comment section. Here's the thing about it. You would say YouTube doesn't care about comment sections. Stop projecting yourself, man. I already got vibes from you the first time you put this. I had thought that was a chance that I overreacted a bit because it's like you had to talk like you knew what my video was about, but you didn't really discuss the contents of my video when I, in fact, put information as to why I went with digital forensics. Well, actually, I didn't put it in that video. My bad. Why I actually felt the need to contact law enforcement. That was in the comment section. Now here's the thing. You weren't talking about the video. You were talking about the comment section. That means you more than likely didn't see the video. When you do that and you come off as a know-it-all, you're just showing how much more pathetic you are. You're not helping. Only thing you're doing is stroking your ego. But that's before I found out things about this person in the comment section that they exposed off of themselves. So I said this wasn't just on YouTube. It was also on other platforms if you have bothered to watch the video. This does not concern you. YouTube lacks damage control. I'm aware of that. You're not helping your case. I take constructive criticism. Don't expect your insults to reach me. If it wasn't harassment, they'd be saying the same thing to me and complaining about it. I don't expect you to listen to me. I know you got your emotions, but I also have mine. So with that, peace, literally. Well, you would think that, or you probably know that I didn't stick to that, but there's a good reason for that. There's a good reason for that. Because I left this right here because I knew they would come back. Just read a comment telling me comments do not count as harassment, nor should they involve law enforcement. There are different kinds of harassment. Clearly, this happened on multiple platforms. It wasn't about comments. Overall, it was about me fearing my privacy was leaked due to what happened on another platform. Please watch the video before leaving constructive criticism because I was told I had a case and I'm not about to deal with any more rebuttals from randos. Also, the situation is getting resolved. I won't be getting law enforcement involved even though digital forensics said I have a valid case. So please don't expect me to argue if you're someone coming at me with facts to put me in my place. Call your jets, it's over. And this person goes like Mad Max on me. Not really, but still. He'd like to think that. You fear for your privacy. Yet on another video, you called someone out saying you know their information and threatened to release it because of their behavior. Talk about hypocritical. Um, dude, you wouldn't be responding if you were serious about this. Don't know. If you even see this video, if someone sees this for you, don't put on the facade. You're not serious. You're a jerk. And you're not just a jerk. You are literally a coward because you're putting on an act. You want to hurt me. You got that mad face. I don't care how mad your face is. You're lying to yourself. Your face, your anger, whatever you got is never going to measure up to the amount of seriousness I have and a lot of other people that can see your freaking comment have against you. You're a joke. You're a clown. Get it through your thick skull. You ain't doing jack. You ain't winning jack. And that's why I picked up more vibes. So it's like, this is why I picked it up. I was like, okay, I just realized something. You're a mosquito. You just revealed yourself as a troll who's got to win. Go ahead. Waste time. Have the last word. Cheers. Here's the thing. Well, aside from this, no offense on Manya. I picked that up because I don't know who this is. So I was basically kind of following your advice here, or sort of paying tribute. But here's my thing. I picked up something, a pattern from this person that I see in a lot of people from a certain group or people who don't care about either group and want both of them to get hurt. They say something that is really intelligent and it sounds like it's common sense, though common sense isn't always reliable, of course. And then they go off on a tangent, like this guy did. So when it went off on a tangent, basically it turned to this. It really did. Because really, why would you say this? Why would you tell me? Why would you tell me? I just, it's like, okay, if you say so, I guess I'm a mosquito. So, all right. Sounds a lot better than sex pest apologist, which is what I call people like you. Dot, dot, dot. Notice that they put dots. Dot, dot, dot! That's supposed to hurt me, right? Oh, when you see this or if you hear about this, the moment I said that's supposed to hurt me, right? He's like, oh, he asked, don't. People are gonna know you're taking action. Dude, people can see your comment in this video and they already know who you are. Don't try it. You ain't serious. You're pathetic. You are pathetic. Your ego talks even louder than your own breath, your own disgusting, bad smell of a breath. Forget it. Go on with your life. If you don't, you're the one clown who's going to get yourself in trouble. Like, honestly, I'm like fed up with how people are getting stupider. Like, stupidity as a virus. That's what I'm saying. I am not angry about what you did to me. I'm annoyed by how you keep trying to act like you stand for something and you're just making yourself look worse when a lot of people like you should be better than this. Like, why are you wasting this on me and anybody else you want to pick on? Why? But geez, you don't stand for something. Because this is when you reveal to me that you are either a Kick Vic member or someone trying to turn another member against a certain group. Yeah. What are you trying to do? I've seen people turn I Stand Vic members against Kick Vic and vice versa. I've seen that. People go at both groups. Yeah. It's really sad. So here's what I said. Yeah. Thanks for exposing yourself as either a Kick Vic member or a troll who hates both sides. If I were a sex pest apologist, why do people like you let Vic roam free if he is one? When you had 4 years to go to law enforcement. I was reading you the whole time, man. See you next video. That's what I was doing. I went back and replied because it was like a trap card of mine, you know, like Yu-Gi-Oh! I come back and I see them unwinding with like exposing themselves even more. That's what that guy did. Now, I don't care that he didn't respond anymore. Like, oh, he could go, he got the last word, and then he saw me respond. That means he got the last word even more. And because I was stupid enough to respond, then I should follow my own advice. No, I literally tricked him to expose himself without him even, needing me to do it myself. Because literally, he had to win. He had to freaking win. It's like really, it just boils down to this. This meme I made. I don't care if you don't like it or you care it's stupid or you're like, I didn't come here for criticism on this. Like it's whatever. Freedom of speech. Freedom of speech applies to you. You know, you want to say it sucks. Fine, fine. But freedom of speech does not mean you can just go around calling someone a predator and saying, "Oh, I think, therefore I know they are a predator." You're spreading paranoia when you do that. So this is where it started, where a friend just came on to this video that I'm not really very associated with because I've seen things that they have done and I was not happy. They went after certain people. So it's like when you got somebody that's giving you advice and then they're not following their own advice, maybe you should not associate yourself too much with certain principles, you know? They're like, you should have at least told me I could have handled it. This was in reference to Chelsea and our friend Manya because it seemed clear to me that they were harassing me. The actions did show that, contrary to I think their intentions. Like I said, intentions they can be different from actions. Sometimes it doesn't matter because it hits too hard. But I did not like this. It's like, did you even read? Did you even see the video? Did you even watch it? This is why you and some others you go after people and then you complain about what they do and it's like, dude, you need to follow your own advice. You need to follow my advice and leave some people alone and literally report. Don't go after and harass. I know you don't always do it, but still, with some of the things you do is not right. Like honestly, don't lecture me on this. I don't get offended when people lecture me all the time, but when you're not following your own advice and we're trying to diffuse a situation between two groups where nobody needs this, and we're talking about two users that were harassing me, which I thought they were, contrary to their actions showing it, you don't have to go after them to settle anything because all you're going to do is hurt them and make things worse. I don't want them hurt. I don't want anybody hurt. But then it just boils down to this. So, this is chess, and I called it Chelsea. Well, that's my bad. I thought it was Chelsea. I wear glasses, so yeah, you can roast me for that. I'm sorry. This is what happened before. I'm not going to read all this because really the other video is up for a good reason. And I'd rather you watch that video, and I'd rather you watch the video that they were talking about that I made quote unquote threats because I did not threaten whoever they're talking about, and I know who they're talking about. I did not. You cannot just think and say whatever you want and then, brand it as canon. Reality doesn't work like that. You have your opinions, you have your freedom of speech, but we also have the ability to abuse freedom of speech and abuse our own opinions. There's got to be boundaries with that. There's been boundaries with that. So basically, by your logic, because some of you people are so bent on saying that freedom of speech actually involves, saying whatever the heck you want to say and people dealing with it, you're also telling people they can do the same thing to you. What you're doing to them is what they can do to you or what somebody else can do to you. That's what you're saying. But you don't want to think about it because you probably feel too good. You probably feel too good to like face those facts. Like, really? But yeah, I mean, I'm just leaving this here, kind of slowing down on this so you can just read it yourselves. So that way, if there's something you need a breakdown, then you can just go to the other video and see how I felt there and compare. Because honestly, based on these reactions, I noticed something different. They were not very concerned about what they claimed I did. That's literally a red flag to me. It's saying something different. I would go to another red flag soon because honestly, I thought they were just trying to make trouble for me and do all kinds of stuff. Their actions actually show that, contrary to their intentions. I'm not saying they deserve to be thrown in prison, contrary to what I was saying before, because I'm getting different outlooks, even as of now. But the Christopher guy clearly just showed me it has something to do with people who do not like Vic Mignogna. My thing is, and my point was, with as other people who have said it too, you think Vic Mignogna is a sexual predator? Why did you not call the police? I'll say it again. Why did you not call the police? Why did you not contact law enforcement? Don't bring up freedom of speech. Because you bring up freedom of speech, you're basically saying you enabled people that you claim he victimized to get victimized even more. Yes, you are. Because you had a chance to stop him. I'm going to tell you this. If I had believed everything Kick Vic has said, I would not have believed him for long. Because it's like, what's going on? Why didn't you call the police? I would have said the same thing. A former KVer said the same thing. That things would have been better if you just called the police or at least proved that you were being serious. Yes, I have a friend who's a former KVer. He's not on either side now. This is what one of my friends said. And as I said in my other video, I think she kind of got the wrong idea, and I don't blame her because, this stuff just happened. But yeah, this is not. I don't think Chess and Maya were manipulating anybody from when I picked up. And this is my friend who was going to join the interview with me with Chess. Like, I told him that I was making this video because I wanted to well, I just wanted to clear things up. Or at least I told him I was making another video, but still, I just don't want to drag anybody in. And this is the kind of stuff that I and other people point out. When we look at this stuff and we see this stuff on Twitter where one of the gimmick accounts, they claim they're gimmick accounts, is just literally trying to just get rid of somebody, just ruin them because of some type of ego they got. They have to stand for something. All this drama going on, and it's not really helping matters. It really isn't. And there's one thing I say, like, if Vic was a sex predator, this is to acknowledge. People have told me it's freedom of speech. And then they're like, you support a sex predator. Yet you at you know, you're simping him. Like to the point that you're talking about how people wronged you and stuff. Like, dude, I know people did things to me. And I've only been if I remember correctly, I was only sexually hurt, sexually assaulted once, if not twice, from the same people, or one person. I mean, back when I was really young and on a bus. It was one girl and it was one boy. The girl she was acting out what she saw. I know that because when I look back, her face was more poker faced when she slapped me and revealed part of herself. No, she was not like no, she was not like really really exposed, but it was an undergarment I didn't even see. But as for the boy, he was watching her, just standing, had the same poker face. I don't recall the bus driver being up there. I don't remember if he was or wasn't. That's the only thing. My memory. I don't remember him being there. And this is what I'm telling you. Because I'm going to tell you this, if I was lying about it, I would have told you that the bus driver was there. I would have told you he wasn't there. But because I don't remember the bus driver being there, whether or not, but I remember the incident, I'm telling you out of how accurate I remember things, what happened. If I was lying about this, I would not have been confused as to whether or not the bus driver was there. There is no consequence of me saying it unless I brought it out there to the courts and whatever. I don't plan to do that. I already forgive the girl and the boy because they didn't know what they were into. Somebody probably got them into that. I don't know their parents. I didn't know their parents then. I was a kid too. But when you got this going on, this stuff where people are saying it's free speech to call someone a predator, and then in turn those same people call those person a predator and say they can't be here, they can't be here because they're predators. You know what you're saying, right? You're saying those people are dangerous, but you're not calling police, and you're trying to deal with them yourselves. You're trying to be heroes when you're not. Be a hero by remembering you're not. Piss off. Because you're playing games. You're not helping anyone. You're helping your own egos. In a very bad way, too. Like, oh my goodness. Now, I'm not joking about this. I'm not. But I get what you're doing now. To those who are doing this on purpose, you're passing the threat bill around me because me and other people have called you criminals. You technically are. That's never going to change. Not unless you stop doing this and actually accept what you did. But you're trying to make me accept what you say I did. But guess what? I don't expect you to listen. You keep on trying to turn me into somebody I'm not. Like I'm some type of puppet or something. Like you wrote my narrative. Write your own narrative. Make your own original character and stop using people like me. Because here's the thing, you would take this seriously. You would. If it was true what you were saying about the voice actor, Vic Mignogna, you would take this seriously. But you're not. There's some people on KV that were because they didn't know you lied to them and the rest of the other KVers. That's how toxic Kick Vic is. They lie to their own members. But also, you know, you got some people on the ISWV side that lie too. They do. As I was pointing out, the gentleman I was talking about earlier that wanted to go after Chesh and Maya, or both of them, he basically has, you know, a friend of his or somebody else that is dunking on people from KV and saying things about them that he shouldn't be saying. You know, I'm just hesitant to talk about it because it's like out of the many times I have dealt with one or more I Stay With Vic members not telling me stuff and then going and doing things behind my back and other people's back, even people within ISWV's back, it really hurts because it's like you want to trust somebody and somebody comes to you for help and you just want to get this aside. And this is what I'm saying to you, Chess and Maya, if you're both looking at this. This is what I've been trying to do. This is part of what I've been seeing and stuff. Like, really. There are things I definitely do know about this and can pinpoint. Because here's the thing. I'm gonna actually do this right now because I need you all to read this. I mean, if you really care about the situation, and if you want to give me constructive criticism or whatever, but the comments, I have the comments off because first of all, I don't need people fighting each other. I don't need anybody getting hurt. I'm not really worried about me having to face responsibility and stuff, all because it's like, oh, I gotta hide stuff. I want a good life. No, I don't want people getting hurt. Period. I don't like it when people get hurt. I know they're going to, but if and whenever I have the opportunity, I want to do something to help people. That includes people who do come at me. I want to help keep them safe. I'm not who you think I am. Not in the way you want me to be. No, I'm better than that. But you're gonna have your opinions and you're gonna have your narratives and you're just gonna write it and you're gonna act like you gotta share it with people, that are like your successes and all in the future. Like, legend has it that Munchkin Adversary was this whatever you think of me, and then you just high five each other, even when you reach the stage of becoming like Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan. Like really. People that are teaching the force to future generations. Like, geez, no. So this is one of the comments I got right here. People don't like it that I was defending Monica and Mars Girl and I Stand With Vic Losers. I Stand With Vic Losers is the one that people claim I threatened. Only 3 people have actually accused me of threatening I Stand With Vic Losers. And that's only because, and I say only because, in addition to Christopher, because of what was going on in the comment section. And Christopher either being part of Kid Vic or being somebody who just wants to make trouble for both sides. Like, really, more people said no to me making a threat in a video ever happening. So stop fooling yourselves. But like I said, well, I don't like the fact that people were getting upset about me helping a certain side. If I'm helping Kick Vic, it's to help them to get out of the situation, not to help them to ruin Vic or I Stand With Vic. If it's helping I Stand With Vic, it's to help them to get out of the situation. If it's helping Vic Mignogna, which I'm doing, it's to help him literally get away from the situation. And if you still believe Vic is guilty, literally, if you do, as in you're convinced, you know what you gotta do. I'm trying to help you see what would have literally helped if you think Vic is guilty. You call law enforcement. Otherwise, you are enabling him to go hurt people. Yes, you are, if he is in fact a predator, which is the thing about Vic that you should also realize. He's not doing things that means he's a predator. He's not showing that, but you say he is, but you're not telling law enforcement. Law enforcement can handle things better than you. They're not perfect, but I mean, I'm not going to go into all that. But the thing about it is that you are deceiving law enforcement as well. This is where it happened. And knowing whether or something in my video is a threat is important to me so I can actually change it up. But the fact of the matter is, Christopher's comment is like trying to, brand me into somebody I'm not. And it's like it went from this wouldn't work in a case of like you wanted to use law enforcement for help and dealing with attacks like these to you're a sex apologist, you're a sex pest apologist. Like, what does that have to do with what you were saying and what I'm saying to you? You just revealed your colors. You did. Your true colors. Stop acting like you are so much more when you are like me and everybody else, a human being. Go live your damn life and stop wasting time trying to be somebody you're not. Be a hero, but remember you're not. But yeah, if you want more context of this stuff, it's in the other video because no one needs this. Nobody needs this. Not Chess, not Manya, and Christopher. You don't need to do this, but I don't know what type of person you are aside from what you show through your actions. Like I said, if you were serious, if anyone was serious in terms of me making a threat in the video, and they were serious about me being a sex pest apologist, you wouldn't be trying so hard to win it with your words. You'd be trying to just show it to me, break it down, and guide me through it and say, dude, this is why you cannot help Vic. Here's the thing. Let me tell you all what I would have said if I actually believed that Vic Mignogna was a sex pest and I told somebody in my place about it. And I was basically Christopher. I would have said, dude, I have a couple of things to say to you. Like, one, I don't think this is going to work with the police, or it wouldn't work with the police because, it's too secluded on the internet. Like, I feel you're being harassed and stuff, or I don't believe it's worth paying attention to. You should just ignore them. There was no true constructive criticism. It was just condescending. It wasn't even condescending. It was just so petty and ego boasting from him. I would have told him, I would have told the other me, if I was so sure that Vic is a sexual predator and that the other me was supporting, I would have said, like, listen, you're helping a sex pest who can hurt you at any moment. If you were to meet him, dude, I would feel sorry for you. This is why you shouldn't do these videos, because people are just going to come at you and hurt you. That's all they're going to do. They don't care. YouTube doesn't care enough. And for you to do this, you're just stressing yourself out. Come on, man. Get out of this. It's not worth it. Vic is a sex pest. And you should call the police. I know. I wish this is over too. Maybe we could work together to expose Vic as a sex pest. Something like that. Something like that. But nobody did that. Nobody. Not to me, at least. That's a red flag. That's telling me even more that you slandered him. That tells other people you slandered him. Because this whole situation on Discord, it didn't have to happen. Like, what happened in the end is not even relevant to really what they were trying to tell me through Discord. It really isn't. In terms of what they were trying to say, I guess. It is relevant, however, in terms of the real message behind it. It doesn't make any sense. Basically, it's not relevant in terms of what they were like trying to carry out. Like, you're trying to tell me I made a threat versus you telling me you're gonna put me in a video or something like that, and you talking about me getting the schedule wrong, and then it's like you get upset or whatever. I get like literally concerned, and I'm start freaking out a little bit, and I block you. Like, honestly, I wasn't really scared. I was more of like, I was stressed because I was already in a state of shock from another incident, an incident that I brought up to you, Chess, about someone in the server actually being problematic. I don't think I went into full context with it, but it was a friend I couldn't trust anymore because that friend had said things about a female friend of ours, a mutual friend, who was dating one of his best friends, and he was saying about a dude that sounded jealous about her, jealous of the best friend, that he was saying things about how ugly she is. Well, he said that the other friend, his parents said that the girl's ugly. Really, it was because that friend was so jealous that he wasn't with her anymore, but the best friend was, that he was trying to maybe it was kind of like a struggle, like destroyed a relationship because she wasn't with him anymore. But it come to find out that friend wasn't as bad as my friend who silenced the girl and didn't want to tell her what was happening, like the love triangle and stuff, and the drama, and then letting certain people say things behind her back, and then saying, "Oh, if you tell her, it's just gonna make things worse," and telling me, "Don't tell her, don't tell her I said that." Like, dude, you lied about your friend who was jealous of the best friend. You lied about the best friend, not giving a darn. Like, really, you said lies. Like really, to the point that it pissed me off, and I had to be the one to tell her everything basically because you wouldn't tell her. You wanted to shut her up. My thing is, I don't like it when people are dismissed and they can't speak their minds and they can't stand up for themselves. They can't stand up for other people because somebody just wants to move on from everything and just pretend everything is happy and everyone's happy. Like everything's full of happiness or whatever. I don't like that. People have a right to express themselves, to really acknowledge someone who's hurting. And that girl broke down in tears when I told her what the truth, and she thanked me. To this day, she is grateful because me and others, you know, we brought up the truth. It's not just me, but I know this doesn't have to do with a sex predator, but it has to do with people silencing women too. They would silence anybody, man, woman, child. Those people don't care. But this is why I honestly, because it happened again. This is why I didn't go to Twitch, and I'm having second thoughts because I know some people do prank videos. I forgot about that being a thing. When they tell you to come somewhere, they want to show you something. They want to surprise you. I don't know if that's what they did. But if that's what it is, if it was just fun and games, and you didn't want to hurt me, you and your friend, Chess, then I apologize because it came off like that. When someone pulls a prank, they will try to make it convincing, but they try not to go too far because they don't want to hurt the person and fool them to thinking, oh, it really is this. But you know, that's the thing. The pattern, the speech pattern and stuff started changing. Like the word and stuff, it went from being like dead set on like humiliating me or whatever, and literally talking facts at me to I'm gonna give you a ton, and I keep saying yeah, shelter name, shelter name wrong. I'm sorry. It turned into something like this is not even it. Yeah, yeah. Someone defended me, not a friend, but it's like that's the thing. She kept saying bite me multiple times. It's like you wouldn't say that so many times if you're concerned about a threat being in a video. You would have said something constructive like, honestly, like I was thinking about Christopher, I would have said, Maya, like, dude, or Chess, I would have said, dude, I would like to talk to you. Can we go to Discord? It's about your video. I know you mean well and all, but I really have to talk to you about something, and you have to be careful. And then I would have told me on Discord like you sounded like you made a threat in your video, and I'm just telling you you gotta I would like for you to tone it down. You should probably maybe delete the video, and I know you didn't mean it that way, like something like that. But that didn't happen. It was like you knew I didn't do it, but you said it anyway. But it's like if you still think I did, I didn't do it. Other people are saying I didn't do it. But then I wouldn't be surprised if people came in my video and said, "You made a threat. You made a threat," and they come like the Avengers when they're actually the Legion of Doom from DC Comics saying all this stuff that I did this and stuff, all because they felt encouraged to lie that I did it because you were pranking me or whatever, or you felt that I did it. That happens. It becomes contagious. Lies become contagious. Jokes become contagious. Opinions become they become contagious. Wait, what the heck? Okay, all right. Don't worry about that. I just duplicate pictures, I guess. I don't know. And this is what I'm talking about. This is the last thing, and this is what my friend responded to. And I tried to like find this comment because he ended up going off on her, and like that's not really good because that was right when that was before things okay. I'm not really up to date when it comes to what I'm displaying versus what I'm saying because I was trying to put these together, so I'm sorry about that. Like this person can't even stand the I stand with Vic versus Kick Vic mask. Really can't stand Kick Vic, mostly because so much. I don't really want to go to that. Yeah. Now this I want to respond to this, and I eventually did. The reason why I didn't initially do it is because I wanted to know where she was coming from. Now, one thing I forgot to say is that Manya changed her avatar, her picture, into looking like this, which resembled Chess, at least to me. I was thinking maybe they're like sisters or they're like really good friends. But see, that's the thing. She's not talking about Chess in here. I was talking about reporting her in Chess. But see, this it's got to the point where I noticed her speech pattern changed. It wasn't like talking at me through her text, her speech. It was a different approach. It was a more formal, mature approach without any malice shown, without any accusation thrown. It was more her, you know, being down to earth and ready to like settle this. And it's like, this is what had me thinking, I don't think she meant to do what was displayed. This is different from what she showed me, she and her friend. And then she changed her picture, and it seems like this is Chess on another account. Like, I don't know. That's why. This is why, like, really. That I didn't take action because I wanted to process what was really going on as much as possible. And I pay attention to how people type online. I'm not always gonna figure it out, of course, what they're saying or what they're like their intentions are, but most of the time I'm able to see what they're writing and stuff as something else, giving me different vibes. And this is me, saying what I wanted to do in this video. Like, I really just want to clear things up and I want us to move on or whatever. This is basically what I was talking about in regards to me contacting somebody. It was actually this gentleman that contacted me, and I went to a website that had to do with, I guess, cyberbullying, and I explained my case, and they said I do have a valid case. I did not lie to the gentleman. I told him everything. But the thing about it is that he also told me I had a right to go to a court or take it to a police station to take it to a department, in my area. And he did talk about how hard it is in situations like these when you're getting harassed and stuff, and all kinds of things. But he took their names. Like I gave him their names, like they're not their real names. I don't even know their real names. I just gave them. I just gave him Chess's online name and Maya's online name, at least on YouTube, both of them. But he told me it was up to me. I could have it so that I request an apology video. So I didn't want them to get arrested. I did not want to ruin their lives. But also, I'm not gonna call for digital forensics again. Not about Chess, not about Maya. I'm not gonna call any law enforcement. I made my choice because I know they're better than this. I know they are. I don't really know, and I'm gonna say this to you, Chess. I don't know your emotions. I don't. I never really claimed to know everything about you. When I saw your avatar, I just thought you meant well. And then you gave me a different impression. I don't know why. I don't know what you were thinking. To me, it just sounded like you didn't like my guts. At the same time, it sounded like you were teasing me. I just didn't know. But the way you came off at me, like in that one comment after your first comment on YouTube, and how you were acting towards me, like right before I blocked you on Discord, it sounded like you really didn't like me for whatever reason. And I don't dislike you. I don't. I don't even hate you. I just didn't want to deal with this because I'm telling you this. I lost my brother back in August. I know he's the same guy. I know I'm not the only one that lost people in my family. I know that. We have our own limits though. And I would acknowledge what you've been going through. I would. Just because I'm a stranger, just because I don't know your life, doesn't mean I don't care about you. I do care, which is one of the reasons I don't want to do this with law enforcement. I feel like you are a better person than who you show, who you've portrayed. So I sent you the copy through Gmail, you know. And if anybody manages to get the hand on what she's got and is actually taking advantage of her or whatever and starts coming at me, just know that I already reported what happened. And even though I decided that I'm not going to press charges or whatever, it probably wouldn't get there. Probably wouldn't be able to, because my whole family had to get involved. Contrary to that, I could still keep tabs of who did what because people were watching. People know me. They will come after you legally. So don't do it. And by that, I mean I got people in my family who are part of law enforcement. You do not want them to catch wind of your behavior and then have you put in prison. They would take action. They would know. It's just too many people from Kickback and people outside of both groups who do this. They go and harass somebody because they want a punching bag. But when I saw that Chess and Maya, or in this case Chess, had a different approach, it's like who am I talking to now? It's like a different person. It's like the real Chess or Maya. Honestly, I feel like we could have been friends. I'm sorry about whatever you went through. I was never trying to ruin you. I was never trying to get on your bad side. When you show that to me, that side of you to me, when I spotted contradictions and you telling me that I messed up the schedule, I wasn't following it when I was, and when my friend spotted it, it's like you just didn't care. You didn't. You really just didn't like me. That's the impression I got. If that's not how you feel, and you feel like I'm dictating your feelings, I'm not, and I'm sorry if it sounds like I am. I would have stayed in your server. I would have loved to have been your friend, but it just sounded like to me you hated my guts, whatever reason. Also because of the Vic Mignogna situation, and which is why I tell people you should have called law enforcement, because if you really believe he's a predator, the only way to stop this is to basically bring it to the courts, because by your logic he's hurting more and more people, but you're not doing anything about it. That was my point. Even though I'm convinced that he's not a predator by far, because it's been 4 years, there's a way to deal with it if he is, or if you believe he is. I'm not stopping you from going to law enforcement. I'm urging you to go if you're that convinced that he's a predator. Do you see my point? I'm not the one stopping you. You're the ones who think he's a predator. I'm not stopping you. I'm telling you how to handle it. You're stopping yourselves because there's something that you're not admitting. But when it comes to chess, I don't know. I'm talking about Christopher, who thought it was so damn cool to pretend he was a hero and tell me off, didn't really tell me off, and then walk away with a win. Not really. Because what? Because why? Like, what did you expect to happen, Christopher? You just made yourself into a dummy. You basically gave me what I needed to expose you of who you really are in terms of your actions. You are someone trying to make trouble. That's who you are. You basically told me the type of person you were right then when you mentioned Sex Pest and had that rebuttal phase. You didn't know that I was reading you the whole time. I cross examine as I talk. YouTube keeps track of what I put and what you put. They may not care, but you care so much of exposing me as I don't even know what you would call me, a sex pest apologist, and me making a threatening video. Other people would have said it. They would have watched the video first, and they would have told you the same thing I'm saying. It didn't happen. They would not have called me a sex pest apologist. A few of you would, because you're sharing a hive mind. But going back to Chess and Maya, like, listen, I don't want you to go through anything. And Christopher, I don't want you to go through anything either. But you're a tryhard, okay? You're gonna say something to me until someone literally looks at you and starts laughing. That's practically what I did when it came to you exposing yourself for me by showing me that you're just a hater. Like, you don't need to fight me to win. You don't. You don't need to say something smart to me to win. You don't. But because you do it, you're telling me it's all an act, and it really is from you. Going back to Chess and Maya, or Chess in this case, look, this is the last video I would make about you. I'll at least make sure of it. I'm not going through with anything, with any legal action against you and Maya. I'm not. I just I just want things to be good for you. It's fine if you don't want to talk to me. I originally wanted to do this video so we could both move on, but you seem like a very nice person despite what I saw. And because you've probably been through a lot more than I have, or you've been through enough, regardless of how much you going through something you have in a life is enough for me to say, I just want everybody to get out of this. you seem really nice, and no, I wish the best for you and your friend. So just because I was literally convinced that you were coming at me and stuff, contrary to what I heard, if you have seen what I put in my comments, I mean, I don't blame you if you haven't, towards other people that were defending me, it would not stop me. It would not stop me from protecting you or backing you up. Like, just because someone does something that I don't like, or they do something that is really bad towards me, does not mean I won't protect them. I don't like it when people get hurt, no matter how much they hurt me. I may feel like I don't care at times because I have emotions, but in the end, I feel bad regardless because we lack so much damage control and we do more harm than helping folks. That's legit. But anywho, that's a wrap. And, I wish you all the best. Be safe, Chess. Be safe, Manya. Much can adversary out.